Welcome. If you give us your name and let us know if you represent anybody, and then you can go ahead with your testimony, but be sure you sign in on the sign-in sheet on your way out, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. My name is Nate Munro, and I have a 13-year-old son, and we've been trapped in this horrible system for pretty much his whole life. I had a normal life before this started, and then this began, and my life has been nothing but a tumultuous financial ruin ever since. The system's resulted in 1 out of 4 kids in the state not having a dad, and that is not acceptable by any means. It's created a social epidemic that is passed down from one generation to the next, where kids are raising other kids and they never have any clue about how to have a structured family life. Parents with problems should be coached, and we can't keep treating all non-custodial parents as criminals. The system would be much more effective if it concentrated on helping the people that actually needed the help rather than creating false issues to have to monitor and investigate. Issues such as liking Star Wars with your kids should never be a reason to have your family disintegrated. But that's a true story from Jefferson County that you can't debate, because that's my story. At the time, I had a report from a court-appointed professional that described my style of parenting as the gold standard, and I lost my son for 2 years. And over Star Wars, this is ridiculous. There's no reason for this. The state has proven continuously it can't tell good from bad or what the stringency is for what qualifies a good parent. I'm not making light of domestic violence cases. I think that's a serious issue also, but I don't think they're going to be affected by this bill because there's other procedures put into place that can deal with domestic violence. The common point here is parents need their rights to raise their kids. What we hear over and over with all these different testimonies is parental alienation has really screwed up these parents' families. These families are destroyed because of this. They sometimes never come back. The legal disadvantage imposed upon non-custodial parents is just financially ruining, and it turns parents into slaves for the other group. It's not fair, and you can't keep doing it to people without any... These aren't criminals. These are dads trying to do their job and raise their kids. It is awful. You can go to any parent support group. I come from a fatherhood support group in Jeffco. It is littered with horror stories just like we've been hearing tonight. This is an absolutely awful system that only benefits the attorneys. People are treated like house pets. We've heard that over and over. This is not fair. You can't treat people like pets. That's not a way to treat people. This is America. People deserve equality. The damage done is sometimes permanent and never goes back. You can't just keep playing games with people's families. This is a completely inhumane way to treat the citizens of this state. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your vote. Please vote this into law because it is so badly needed in the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munro. Are there questions? Representative Lonkean.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've heard a lot of similar stories over this evening, and I have to be honest, I'm not quite sure exactly how this bill would help you, because this would also put rights into the other party's favor as well, equally. So if you could explain to me, what do you think this bill does for you?
I can.
I would love to hear that.
Okay.
Have you seen this bill? Have you read it?
I have read the bill. My thought is, currently, the process takes every divorced couple that has any conflicted issue between either parties. This is most divorce cases, go through this system. This right here is how I got pulled into it. If you have equal rights, I would have never been pulled in the beginning. I was pulled in because of the legal disadvantage that I had, and the burden of proof is almost zero, so you can be slandered very easily in this court system. And you have no right to recourse or an appeal or a jury trial. This has been said over and over. So I think the public understand the issues in play and the legal disadvantage that we have. By having equal rights, these cases won't ever come to be contested. And I can tell you that when I asked everyone in the fatherhood support group, everyone in there said this bill would help their personal case. So I can tell you every fatherhood support group in every county in this state would benefit. All those people would benefit from this. Does that answer your question? I'd be glad to go on further if you need me to.
I don't think you're able to answer the question.
I'm sorry.
Well, I don't.
Would you like to?
I don't know. I don't know that I don't really understand how this bill will help you, to be honest. I really don't see how this bill helps you any more than it does the other party in your situation. I'm sorry you're having a struggle with your child, and I hope that you're able to resolve that. I am, but I just don't understand how this bill helps your situation.
Well, can I be more specific? The CFI in this last round said she would not give me 50-50 time because the current law is set as the best interest of the child, and she said she wouldn't treat me as an equal unless the state law had changed to be such a law that would guarantee equality. That is very specific, and that just happened this last month. So it would completely fix my situation by the investigator that's even on the case. Does that help answer?
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for your time.
Representative Primavera.
Madam Chair, I must have missed your comment about this creates a society of kids raising kids up or something like that.
What the deal is when you have a system that creates a point where there's 24% of the kids in Colorado being raised without children, they all grow up and they become a generational problem where they, from not having learned effective family structuring in their own life, aren't able to provide that then for their own kids because they don't know how to do it. It has never been shown to them. And those kids then have kids. We are in 40 years of this, and it's been generationally passed down, and you're seeing a compounding effect of the damage done between each generation on the next.
Without fathers.
Hallelujah. Dads are very important. You can't replace them with child support checks. Parents are worth more than money. And you're seeing the social ramifications of decisions that are eliminating that factor. The country is a social experiment, and you're seeing how it's going wrong. We're all here asking for it to be corrected. I don't know how you can all look at me with a straight face and not think that there's an issue here.
Mr. Munro, I don't think that's the case at all. I think we all understand that there are issues. There's a different issue for every person who's appeared before us tonight.
I'm sorry, that was disrespectful, and I respectfully
I
withdraw.
think what we're questioning is whether this bill is the answer. That's our question. And we have taken public testimony already, so folks in the audience, if you've already spoken, sorry, we can't bring you back up again to talk more about this. Are there any more questions for Mr. Munro? Representative Humphrey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank you for being here, Mr. Munro. I think your testimony was cogent and that you are able to understand these issues and answer these questions. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Munro? Seeing none, thank you for being here and for telling your story. Every story in the room is important tonight, okay? But I just think you'll understand that our position too is whether we can feel with confidence that this would solve problems or be the right solution for your problems. And that's what we're wrestling with. And I hope you'll give us I don't want to say respect, but I hope you will understand that that's where we're coming from, is we're trying to come up with the best solution that's going to help the most people.
I appreciate that too. I want a healthier Colorado also.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Anyone else who wanted to speak who didn't sign in?
Thank you.